Namaste, my dear friends, and welcome to this event that honors Sir TKV Desikachar on the Global Yoga Day, a global day of yoga. So we will have a special surprise towards the end of it, but I will also tell you that we will start with a program where we will do some chanting. And after the chanting, we will kind of talk about the surprise for you. So we have a schedule of chant for you. Today is we are going to begin by the chanting of the Prarthana Shloka, which is the invocatory chants from our tradition. And we will do that for you. Please listen. Some of you may know this, some of you may not be familiar with this, but you can just follow us. We will start with that, my dear friends, by which time many other people would have logged in, and then we can begin with the introduction. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasya Dviradavakradhyaha Parishadhya Parashatam Vignan Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenantamashraye Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalasphatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrevam-upasmahe Pundarikasanasenam Pandurabhrendusannibham Akhandabodhajanakam Hayagrevam-upasmahe Gurubhyastad Gurubhyascha Namo Vakamadhimahe Vranimahe Chatadradyo Dampati Jagatam Pate Srinagaryam Mahapuryam Tamraparnyuttare Tate Shritintrini Mooladhamne Shathakopaya Mangalam Jayatu Jayatu Natho Nyayatattva Pranetam Jayatu Jayatu Yogi Yoga Gukhya Pravaktam Jayatu Jayatu Sakshat Tattvadarshi Maharshi Jayatu Jayatu Bhaktir Moolakandam Munindraha Swadhayanniha Sarvesham Trayantartham Sudurgraham Stotrayamasa Yogindraha Tam Vande Yamunahvayam Yo Nityamachyutapadambuja Yugma Rugmam Vyamohitastaditarani Trinaya Mene Asmadgurur Bhagavatasya Dayayika Sindho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye Shriman Venkatanatharya Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo Me Sannidhattam Sada Hride Shri Krishna Brahma Tantrottama Guru Karuna Vapta Chakranka Bhashyam Vairagyachara Varado Varada Padamukhe Lakshmane Nyasthabharam Shri Vagishataturiyam Shatharipuyatirad Veda Chodarya Murtim Notnam Shri Ranganatham Kaliripumanagam Brahmatantram Shrayamaha Shri Krishna Vagishayateshwarabhyam Samprapta Chakrankana Bhashyasaram Srinotnarangendra Yatau Samarpitaswam Shri Krishna Maryam Guruvaryamide Virodhe Kartike Mase Shatatara Kritodayam Yogacharyam Krishna Maryam Guruvaryamaham Bhaje Sheshyakam Krishna Maryasya Nathavam Shapradipakam Kalyana Gunaropantam Shri Deshikam Namamyaham Prashanta Purushakaram Viniyoga Pracharakam Vishesha Vaidikam Surim Tandeshikam Smaramyaham Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hare Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Very, very good morning, my dear friends. And we are so happy that so many of you have turned up for our meeting today. And I see many of our very dear friends like Viramu and Leslie from New Zealand, and Ananda, Pondicherry, and Sarah from England, Chandra, so nice to see you. So many people from around the world coming together to honor our teacher, Sir TKV Desikachar, Vasudevan sir, you are also there. We are so happy. And others, thank you for coming today. Today is the International Day of Yoga celebrated by the world. But for us, it is much more closer to our heart because it is the birthday of our teacher, my father, TKV Desikachar. And some time ago, many people were asking, oh, your father should be given some award like Bharat Ratna or things like that. And my father was never interested in these kind of awards. And I feel that by the world declaring 21st June as the International Day of Yoga, I think that's the best way to honor my father and his generous contribution to the world of yoga. He is a man who gave so much to yoga. We as family members, we have seen the kind of sacrifices he has done to make sure that people in the field of yoga benefit from the best and the highest teachings of yoga. So it's very, very appropriate that today is honored as the day of yoga. And I think we all are very proud of this fact that our teacher's birthday corresponds to the International Day of Yoga. So we would like to honor him through a set of chants. And so as I just did the Prarthana Shloka, this is the set of shlokas that honor the lineage of our teachers, starting from Nammalvar, followed by Nathamuni, followed by Yamuna, followed by Ramanujacharya, followed by Vedanta Deshika, who started the Parakala Mata, and coming all the way to Parakala Swami, Sri Ranganatha Brahmatantra Parakala Swami, who is my grandfather's teacher, then chants to my grandfather, then chants to my father, our teacher, TKV Desikachar. So this is the Prarthana Shloka for our tradition. Some of you are familiar with that. So that is what we started. The second chant that we would like to do is a chant that is called Atharva Shiropanishad or the Narayana Upanishad, which is very, very dear to my father and my grandfather. My grandfather was always talking so highly about this. It was something that was very close to his heart. And it is also the chant that was very close to my father's heart. He would chant this every day. And I have to say that this is the last chant that my father heard before he passed on. On the night when he was about to pass, I called my sister who was living in America, and she chanted this for my father so that he could hear it. And that night, my father passed away. And so, in some way, we really want to remember him through this chant. Every time I chant this, I get very emotional because it really is a very deep, deep, deep chant for my father that he appreciated it so much. So we will take turns. We have today my mother as well, and we will take turns to chant the Narayana Upanishad before we go on to the next chant. Please.
अथ पुरुषो हवै नारायणो कामयत प्रजासृजेति नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणाद् रुद्रो जायते नारायणादिन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणाद् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रावसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दागुंसि नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते
Atharityo Narayana Brahma Narayana Shivascha Narayana Shakrascha Narayana Dyava Prathavyo cha Narayana कालश्च नारायणः देशश्च नारायणः वेदेशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यात शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति।
ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नमः इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्टात् ओमित्येकाक्षरम् नमः इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदम् यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति अनपब्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगुं रायस्पोषं गौपत्यम् ततो मृतत्वमश्नुते ततो मृतत्वमश्नुत इति य एवं वेद।
ॐ प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्म पुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकार मकार इति तानेकधा समभरत्तदेतदो एते यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगे जन्म संसार बन्धनात्। ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनम् तस्मात् तदिदावन्मात्रम् ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो। Om Sarvabhutasthamekannarayanam Karanarupamakāra Parabrahmo Etadadharva Shiroyodhete Prataradhiyano Ratrikritam Papannashayate Sayamadhiyano Devasakritam Papannashayate Madhyaniramadityaabhimuko dhiyana Panchapatakopapatakātramuchyate Sarva Veda Parayana Punyalabhate Narayana Sayujyamavapnoti Sriman-Narayana Sayujyamavapnoti Ya evam Veda Ityopanishat Harihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In the next part, my dear friends, we will do a chant that is honoring the teacher. It is composed by a great master called Shankaracharya. The chant is called Gurvashtakam. Some of you may know that, and if you know, you can recite it from where you are. We will do it from here in a moment.
Shariram surupam tatha va kalatram yashascharuchitram dhanam merutulyam
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
kalatram dhanam putra pautradi sarvam griham bandhava sarvametadhi jatam
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
Shadangadivedo mukhe shastra vidya kavitvadigadyam supadyam karoti
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
videsheshu manya swadesheshu dhanyaha sadachara vritteshu matto na chanyaha
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
Shama mandale bhupa bhupala vrindaihi sada sevitayasya padara vindam
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
Yasho me gatan dikshu dana pratapat jagat vastu sarvam kareyat prasadat
Manaschinna lagnam gurorangripadme tatakkin 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 tatakkim
na bhoge na योगेन भावाजिराजौ न कान्ता मुखेनैव वित्तेषु चित्तम्
मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
अरण्येन वा स्वस्य गेहेन कार्ये न देहे मनो वर्तते मे त्वनर्घ्ये
मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
गुरोरष्टकञ्यः पठेत् पुण्यदेही यतिर्भूपतिर्ब्रह्मचारी च गेही
लभेत् वाञ्छितार्थं पदं ब्रह्म संज्ञम् गुरोरुक्तवाक्ये मनो यस्य लग्नम्. So friends, we come to the middle of this meeting today. And as we kind of promised you that there would be a surprise would be revealed. My mother is just one part of the surprise package, but we also have something different. One of the things that my father was always fascinated by was the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And among many of his contributions, one of the big contributions is to bring awareness about the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali worldwide. I remember my father telling me that in the 1970s, when he traveled to Europe for the Zinal Congress, which was a congress of many great masters coming together and students from all over Europe coming together, all over the world actually coming together. When he went for the first time, he wanted to talk about the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. So many people had not even heard about Patanjali, and this was in the 1970s, like 74, 75, this era. And there was nobody heard about the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And today we see that everybody wants to learn about Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, because without Patanjali, there would not be the yoga that we are practicing today. So my father's was very dear to Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and he has done many efforts in popularizing it. For example, even the chanting of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, he first and foremost simplified it with the help of Acharya Krishnamacharya, so that it would be easy way to chant the Yoga Sutras, because at that time the chanting was not available, or people did not know how to chant, because this is in the form of sutras. So my father attempted to translate the Yoga Sutra for a wider audience, because he felt that the need for people to know about the Yoga Sutra was very vital, especially in the field of yoga. And way back in 1982, 81, 82, he brought out his first translation of the Yoga Sutra with the help of one of his students at this time, called Mary Louise Kelton, who was from New York. And she was originally a student of my grandfather, and then later she became my father's student. And together in 1981-82, he brought out the first translation of his Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And when it came out of the press, and he started looking at it, a few people were given the copies, but then it was not yet available for a wider audience. When he started looking at the book, he was a bit disappointed, because it was not up to his satisfaction. So he asked some of his Indian students at that time to burn all the copies, because he was not happy with that. So that set of copies, all of them got destroyed. Almost all of them got destroyed. However, we are very lucky that we have one copy of that book with us, and this is how the first edition of the Yoga Sutra looked like. This was the first version. This was the first version published in 1980, 82. So he was not happy and he burned. And unfortunately, this created a little bit of tension for him because he felt that, okay, Mary Louise Skelton and her husband, William Skelton, had somehow got a grant for this book to be published by the State University of New York, but somehow these copies were burned. So he had to somehow, he felt a little bit bad about it. So he worked again over the next years to bring out another version of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali's translation. And in 1987, he brought out another version of that book that was published by East West Press in India. And the person who was in charge of the press at that time was Mr. Padmanabhan. And that book that brought out, some of you may remember, was a blue book like this. This was the second version that was published in 1987. And this book remained in publication for some years, but still he was not so happy with that edition. And so in about 2001-2, when I joined my father's school and studies, he asked me to rework on the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And a third attempt was done where we brought out this version that is called the Reflections of Yoga Sutra. I think some of you have seen this. This was brought out in 2003. And that was basically what many people have used as a reference for the Yoga Sutra since then. However, as time went on and I started my studies with my father and it became more and more serious, my studies, we kind of discussed a lot of things that were not part of the reflections of Yoga Sutra. And towards the end of my father's life, he gave me a task of bringing out many of the texts like the Yoga Rahasya as well as the Hatha Yoga Pradipika and also the Yoga Sutra in a manner that would be much more appropriate, also because times have changed. And the knowledge that today's yoga students have is different from those who came in the 80s and the 90s. The awareness of yoga was not so great at that time. So this has been a task that has been given to me by my father towards the end of his life, and I'm continuing to work on that. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about this coronavirus, but what this corona has done is it brought me back home. March the 12th or 13th, I came back to India, and I've been stuck in my home, and I did not want to waste my time watching Netflix. So what I thought I would do was I said I would attempt to work casually on this project that my father had given about working on this kind of text. And I choose this term, the Yoga Sutra, because we had already completed the Yoga Rahasya. Now, originally we had thought that the lockdown would only be for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe a month, but now it has gone till like 4 months now. So that gave enough time. And so we have somehow managed to bring together a new version of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali that actually represents the teaching of my father very closely. And we have attempted to be as close to the original versions as possible. However, we have updated it with a lot of information that is more accurate, that is more like how my father wanted it to be. And that's why, my dear friends, I told you that the truth will be unclouded. And that is why we have brought all of you together so that on this very important day, which is not only the day of yoga, but also my father's birthday, we have finally been able to release actually the new book that is actually called The Truth Unclouded, which I would like my mother to be the first recipient of this. So I hope you can all see this, and I will show you a little bit more in detail. This is called The Truth Unclouded. That's the name of the book. And the book is titled Truth Unclouded because it is named after the Samadhi in the third chapter that is called as the Dharma Megha Samadhi, which basically is the Samadhi where the cloud is lifted and the Dharma is glowing. So we have really so happy because this was meant to happen. We had not planned this, it was meant to happen because I was supposed to be traveling in this time, and also we did not know whether we would be able to even publish this book because all the factories are closed. But the divine plan is very, very beautiful and miraculous, that what needs to happen will happen. I always say this, the plan is perfect, just not our plan. It's somebody else who is planning. I had no idea in the beginning of March that we will be sitting here with this book. Thank you, madam. So this is the big surprise that we wanted to say, and I have to share a few things with you about the project and thank certain people about this. And we really, really are very, very grateful to a few people who have been extraordinarily important to have made this project a reality. First and foremost, I have to thank my mother for all the support and blessings that she has offered tangibly and intangibly to make this project a reality. And secondly, I have to thank Professor Padmanabhan sir, who is really been a pillar of support since my father has been declining in his health, as well as after his passing. Padmanabhan sir has been guiding me as a mentor, as a pillar of emotional and spiritual support. And we are so blessed because Padmanabhan sir has written an extraordinary foreword to this book as well, which I consider it as a great, great blessing. And so I really have to thank him first and foremost. Then I have to thank my colleague Sriram, without whom I don't think any of our projects will actually get done, because he is our in-house scholar who checks every sentence, every word, and everything, so that what we represent is authentic to our teaching tradition. And I would be very, very happy if Sriram could just say a few words. I know he's not in a very quiet environment in his house, but nevertheless, we would really love to hear a few words from you, Sriram. So please, if you could say a few words, it will be of great help.
Thank you, Dr. Kausthub. Hey, Gurubhyo Namaha. Very glad to see so many yogis and yoginis on my computer. The chanting was great, and the surprise is equally great. Truth has been unclouded. The title is very impressive. As Dr. Kausthub said, it is in fact taken from the Yogasūtra-s themselves. The Yogasūtra-s are like the moon, of course, which is not seen today. Today is Amavasya, but it is like the full moon. For those who have this artistic bent of mind, whenever they look at the full moon, it is so captivating. One cannot take one's eyes off from the moon. So beautiful, but very poor. Hardly people look at moon these days. We are taken over by our smartphones and other things. In the same way, Yogasūtra-s are so beautiful. In the sense, only when someone who is involved in yoga is able to understand the philosophy of yoga through the Yogasūtra-s can appreciate that. How beautifully Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali has brought out the psychology, the psychological aspects of existence science is still struggling with the physiological aspects of existence, but several centuries back, this great Maharishi has beautifully brought out the psychological aspects of existence, which every practitioner of yoga has to study. We have to understand the principle of mind. And very aptly and very beautifully, he begins with the definition of yoga, saying yoga chitta vritti nirodha. And as Dr. Kausthub said, though the text is an ancient one, commentaries have to come again and again because the world is changing, people are changing, the thought process is changing. So we cannot appreciate the commentaries of the past in the same way as the people of the past would have done it, because the situations change. You cannot use the same examples. We need to give new examples for people to understand. So very rightly, Dr. Kausthub has fulfilled his father's dream, one of the greatest yogacharyas. And I'm glad to be part of this project. I thank Dr. Kausthub for giving me an opportunity to go through the text in the way of proofreading both the Sanskrit and English aspects of it. I congratulate Dr. Kausthub and I congratulate everybody who are part of this project. And I hope this would suffice, Dr. Kausthub. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriram. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, as Sriram is our in-house scholar who is checking all our Sanskrit and all the grammar, and also most importantly, whether it is philosophically accurate. See, to bring out a book like this on which is originally composed in Sanskrit language into a language that is foreign to me, I'm not a native English speaker. I needed a lot of help and assistance so that the English is more accurate. And in all these years in the past, I've always been falling back usually on two people, but one of them this time has been in a bit of a quagmire. So Sarah has always been there for me. And Sarah is my English teacher for many, many years. She is trying to teach me politeness as well, but I think neither her English nor her politeness is working on me so well because I'm doing the same mistakes again and again. I still don't understand where I should put the comma and where I should take away the comma, where I should put the brackets and where I should remove the brackets, where should the full stop come, where should it not come. All this is too complicated for my tiny brain. And Sarah has been always there for this project from the moment I asked her whether she would be interested in helping me with this project, which is just a couple of months ago. And I was actually in her house just before I had to come back to India. And I really want to thank Sarah so much because this book has come out so well in the English language because of her great assistance. So Sarah, please, thank you so much. And if you could share a few words about how you feel about it, that would also help. But I'm just trying to unmute you, so please give me a second. Apparently there are two Sarahs now. So there you go. Thank you, Sarah. Wait.
There. Thank you very much for letting me say a few words. It has been such an honor to work on this project. It has been such a great honor to work on such a worthwhile thing during this awful time of COVID-19 and coronavirus. To be able to have this to do was wonderful. It is, I think, a superb work. It combines, for me, it brings together so much. It's Sir's work, but as you say, with the continued clarification and work on it that he and you continued throughout. it's simple and it's clear, but it really, really follows the Sanskrit. So often I said, can't we say this? Can't we say it like this? And people say, no, no, the Sanskrit is singular or whatever. And I knew that when you were saying that, there was also Sri Ram behind you as well. It was a great honor, and I am so grateful to you for allowing me to share in it. And I am so pleased with how it has turned out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I also have to thank Mr. Keshav, who is a very, very famous artist in India, and he has actually made the main painting in our yoga school, the painting of Lord Narayana. He made it. And when we had to design the cover for this book, I called him and I asked, because he's always painting Indian gods and goddesses, I was so sure that he has done a Patanjali somewhere in his time. And so I asked him, Mr. Keshav, can you please kindly borrow a picture of Patanjali that you have already done so that we can use it for the cover? Because his paintings are so sattvic. He told me, sorry, Kausthub, I have no painting of Patanjali. I've never painted Patanjali. I was a bit shocked. But then I asked him, can you do it? And this was only like 3 or 4 days before the book went to the press. I'm not joking, my dear friends. And Keshav is somebody who is so busy. Unfortunately, he's not here today with us in the meeting because today is the eclipse and he's doing all his pujas for the eclipse. He's so busy usually. He said to me, I will try. And while he was trying, I was looking at whether I should go ahead for plan B and look on the internet for some picture that I could license to have it. And within the 48 hours, he sent me a message saying, today evening I will have it by you. And that is what now adorns the cover of this book, the beautiful, beautiful picture of Patanjali. When you guys have the hands on this book, you will see there are so many intricate details about the different chakras and the different things. And the eyes are so sattvic, so gentle. And it's been so fascinating. I've been telling my mother, my daughter, and my friends that this book is so attractive. It's been there in my room for the last few days that I keep wanting to take it and look at it and read it because the eyes are so captivating. So thank you, Mr. Keshav, for this extraordinary, extraordinary painting. And also, there's always a connection to New Zealand because my father started his journey to yoga through New Zealand. So we are so fortunate that in our school, we have different paintings of the different gods done by one of our students from New Zealand, Sasha. And so we have the inner painting, front inner of goddess Lakshmi, and also of the back Mahavishnu, who also has got the Adisesha behind him as the inner and outer covers for the book as well, within which contains the teaching. So we also have to thank Sasha for this great paintings that we are happily using in this publication. I also don't want to forget the printers, Mr. Subramaniam and his whole team. They're also not here because during this crisis, they somehow managed to bring this publication out. I know many, many people have been unable to bring out their publications in this time. But like I said, when there is God's blessings and grace, something will always happen. So it's so fascinating because the Chennai went into lockdown again on Friday. And we were supposed to have this event on 21st. That's one of the reasons why I did not tell people whether there will be the book, because we didn't know that it would happen. But Thursday night, already they managed to give us, but only 10 books they were planning. But we got 8 of them only because he was not satisfied with 2 of them because there was some defects in the cover or something like that. So we have just 8 books now. We don't have enough, but we have enough to launch this on my father's birthday. So we really have to thank Mr. Subramaniam and his whole team. And I must definitely thank my staff, 2 of them especially, Rupa and Gajendran, who have been invaluable in bringing this, because nobody else knows about this project except this small team of people, because we didn't know if we would manage this at all. So that's why we have to thank these people, and we are really, really fortunate that you all showed up today on the auspicious launch of this book. We really want to thank you. This book, we can make it available only after the lockdown ends. So it will be probably in the July time. We will send out a newsletter to everybody when it's available. But we are right now so proud to share with you. And today is an auspicious day to launch it, and that is why we chose this day. It's not just my father's birthday, but also the day of yoga. And I just heard today morning from one of my friends that today is also Father's Day. So it's very great that on my father's day, birthday and my father's day, that we are launching this book. And because it's my father's day, I also want to offer my daughter this book, because I am a father as well, and this is the best way I have to celebrate my father, but the Father's Day. So this is the other surprise, that my daughter is participating here, and I want to offer this to all of you, or to her in front of all of you. So see, some of you may not recognize her because she has grown up, but this is my dear girl Shraddha, and I'm so happy that on this day I can offer her book as well. Namaste. So, friends, this is basically the event that we had planned. And as I promised to many of you, it will be less than an hour. We are absolutely in time as well. Thank you for being there. We will conclude with another set of chant that is called the Shanti Patha. And we want to wish all of you the very, very best for your good health during this challenging time. And I want to thank all of you for being there, and also for everybody else who have been supporting me to do something positive during this Corona time. So I want to thank people like Sri Ram and Sarah again. That, yeah. And you see another surprise. My mother wants to say something. I was so shocked because in the beginning she told me, "Don't ask me to speak."
Because I was impressed with this book, So what I just wanted to tell you a few words. That's all. See, before marriage, I know my father was very rich, and suddenly when he died, we became very poor, and we were all suffering. So at that time, my goal was to work and get money. That was my goal. As soon as I got married, and then I started learning from Desikachar, this Yoga-Sutra, it has removed my cloud. It has, the truth came, and, the cloud was removed. That my life's goal is to achieve peace. That is, my mind should be quiet, and I should be content. I should have contentment. You see, so I have learned that it has transformed my life. This Yoga Sutra. I hope by reading all this, you will also get that same feeling, and God will bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. We will do the Shanti chanting. Om Shanno Mitra Varunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Vratam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणा शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत् तद्भक्तारमावीत् आवीमाम् आवीत् भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः